Jiang Chen opened his eyes and found himself participating in the live broadcast of Career Challenge, and the profession he had drawn was actually collecting scrap. Fortunately, the Awakening Waste Valuation System can analyze the historical details and value of waste. On the first day, Jiang Chen collected a Disney commemorative medal from his old aunt and sold it for 60,000 yuan. The next day, Jiang Chen collected a silver pot with 2 ears at Mrs. House and was sought after by a collector for 140,000 yuan. On the third day, Jiang Chen picked up a wine bottle with blood fingerprints and stared at the system prompt indicating a value of 1.05 million. Jiang Chen fell into contemplation: the large porcelain jars in the old courtyard, the broken wooden boxes dug out from the ground, and piles of old books on the street stalls. Those inconspicuous waste products are priceless in Jiang Chen's eyes. With the help of the system, Jiang Chen travels the streets and alleys, selling high at low prices and earning tens of thousands of dollars every day. Netizens collectively dumbfounded: let you collect waste. Waste. Do you understand? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Career Challenge, Collecting Scrap. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Welcome to this episode of Career Challenge. Career Challenge will randomly select 100 contestants from a population of 1.3 billion nationwide. The program team has prepared 100 career cards for the contestants. The contestants will rely on this profession to participate in a 100-day live streaming challenge to earn money. Within 100 days, the highest-earning individual can receive a prize of 100 million yuan. Dang 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 dang, receive the scrap. Who has any scrap to sell? Jiang Chen rode an electric tricycle through the small alleys in the city. I saw a convenience supermarket on the roadside. Jiang Chen skillfully parked the 3 wheels in front of the supermarket door. Get off the car and head straight to the supermarket counter. Auntie, do you have any scrap here? Sitting behind the counter was an exquisitely dressed old lady in her 60s. Upon hearing Jiang Chen's question, the old lady, who was playing a certain short drama, didn't look back and casually said, "You came quite coincidentally. I just tidied up a pile of waste." Say it. She put down the melon seeds and got up to walk deep into the supermarket. Seeing Jiang Chen still standing in place, the old aunt furrowed her brows and turned around unhappy, asking, "What are you standing for? Are you waiting for me to move it out for you?" "No, no, here we go." Jiang Chen smiled broadly and followed his aunt to the storage room of the supermarket. There are many snacks, drinks, and other goods piled up here. In the inconspicuous corner, there is a pile of packaged waste. Young man, take a look. They are all paper shells, plastic bottles, wine bottles, etc. You can weigh them and give them money. Okay, just a moment, I'll take a look first. After speaking, stand still. My gaze slowly swept over the scrap. Item. A pile of paper shells mixed with water. Details. Modern paper products made from wood pulp, with the middle part filled with water. Value 18 yuan. Item. A pile of cans. Details. Modern aluminum products, mixed with some stones inside. Value 27 yuan. Item. A pile of beer bottle caps. Details. Iron products. Value 5 yuan. After a brief glance, Jiang Chen's heart sank. Good guy. Mix the paper shell with water. Add stones to the aluminum jar. By doing this, the waste will be at least half a pound heavier and can be sold for a considerable amount of money. Just this morning, Jiang Chen participated in the program and was selected as a scrap collector. At the same time, he was also bound to the scrap valuation system, which can analyze the information and value of items. This allowed Jiang Chen to relax and continue recording the program. The old ant looked at Jiang Chen and couldn't help but talk incessantly. Young man, how old are you? My son was studying abroad in Australia when you were so old. Now, my son works for a Fortune 500 company in Shanghai, earning a monthly salary of over 60,000 yuan, which is much better than collecting waste. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Auntie, since your son earns so much money, how much does he usually give you for living expenses? The old ant's face brightened as she was worried about having no topic to talk about. She arrogantly said, not much, not much. Give me 10,000 yuan in monthly living expenses, which is just enough for my expenses. Ah! You already have so much pocket money, why do you still add water and small stones to the waste? Jiang Chen asked innocently. One sentence. My aunt's CPU is smoking dry. At this point. In live room 95. More than 200 viewers were also stunned. What is it? Adding water to the paper shell, is it true or false that the ant who runs a supermarket will play tricks for this little money? It's a wild guess in the storage room. Auntie clearly couldn't react and stuttered when speaking. I don't do that kind of thing, young man. It's not easy for you all, is it? I'll just take a look and see. Jiang Chen walked forward and broke up the packaged paper shell. Sure enough. The middle paper shell is wet and clearly soaked in water. I really soaked it in water. How did he see it before opening it? It's all about learning. Study hard, and if you can't find a job in the future, you'll just hang out with number 95, so you won't be fooled when collecting junk. Hey, why are you touching my things? Auntie is in a hurry and comes forward to stop. Glancing at the paper shell mixed with water. Jiang Chen shook his head in contempt. Thanks to the system prompt, otherwise Jiang Chen would definitely have suffered a loss. He didn't make any money and even spent more than 10 yuan on it. Just as Jiang Chen was preparing to leave. Suddenly. A yellow little thing in the corner caught Jiang Chen's attention. Item. Mickey Mouse First Release Commemorative Medal. Details. The first Mickey Mouse commemorative medal issued by Disney Company in 1928 was made of copper chromium alloy and value 60,000 yuan. Jiang Chen's gaze was fixed on a water droplet-shaped brass commemorative medal. 60,000, after running all morning, I finally met something good. You're such a young man. If you don't want to take it, just leave. Flipping through my things, you've messed up the paper case I finally sorted out. Auntie kept talking in anger and embarrassment. Jiang Chen regained his senses and smiled, saying, Auntie, I didn't say I won't accept it. I just said, let's not be so careful, right? Let's be sincere with each other. As he spoke, Jiang Chen bent down to help organize. Chapter 2. Young man is not kind, do you want to take advantage of me? You are listening at novelfull.audio. I heard that Jiang Chen was willing to accept it, but this time when she changed her aunt, she was stunned and said, are you really accepting it? Shouldn't you accept it? But since you mix water and stones, the price must be lower. Can you accept it? Jiang Chen changed his attitude and asked kindly. Think for a moment. Auntie nodded. I can accept it. I think you're quite practical, so I'll give you a discount. Okay, Auntie is very happy. Jiang Chen sorted things out. I gave a slightly lower price, weighed all the waste, and calculated the price. Seeing Jiang Chen so sincere. The audience in the live broadcast room can't bear to watch anymore. I wipe, what NTR player? What the hell are you doing with airplanes? They've all been calculated, why do you charge them extra? There's something I can't understand. Didn't 95 say it? He charges a lower price than the market price, and overall, he's not at a loss. Moreover, 95 needs to make as much money as possible, and mosquito legs are also meat, right? Feeling so frustrated. Don't look at it anymore, brothers. I won't watch either. Go to the live broadcast room on the 24th to watch the little sister massage the big brothers. Weigh the paper shell and plastic. The next one is to call it scrap iron. Jiang Chen picked up a plastic bag casually and poured all the iron caps of beer bottles into it. The Mickey Mouse commemorative medal was also thrown into the plastic bag by Jiang Chen as scrap metal. Just as Jiang Chen was about to weigh, Auntie suddenly tightened her expression and stepped forward to stop, saying, "Wait a minute, young man. I'm sorry I said you're a real person. How could you want to take advantage of me?" Upon hearing these words, Jiang Chen lowered his scales and asked in confusion, "What's wrong with Auntie?" "Only see." Auntie extends her hand. Take out the Mickey Mouse commemorative badge from the plastic bag. She held it in her palm and stared at Jiang Chen's face with a righteous tone, saying, "How dare you throw this thing in and weigh it? You're a waste collector, don't you know what this is?" Jiang Chen calmly asked, "What is this?" Auntie chopped off the railway and said, "This thing is copper. Can copper be the same price as iron? Copper is much more expensive than iron, do you understand?" Jiang Chen pursed his lips and said, "Auntie, it's not pure copper, it's made of copper chromium alloy. If the recycling price is too high, it will be a bit more expensive than iron. Take a look, there is also a plastic decoration with Mickey Mouse's portrait printed on it. I have to calculate this plastic for you based on the price of iron. Am I at a loss?" Upon hearing this, Auntie touched the commemorative badge with half faith and half doubt. It was discovered that this was indeed the case. So, feeling embarrassed, he threw the commemorative badge into a plastic bag and awkwardly explained, "I thought the yellow-orange color was copper. Hee, this was bought by my granddaughter at the flea market. I'm so old, how could I know about these? If it works, let's calculate based on the price of iron. You might as well say it's made of gold, Alright, this pile of iron has 5 pieces, paper shells have 18 pieces, and aluminum cans have 27 pieces." Jiang Chen is very good at arithmetic. In the blink of an eye, the price was 79 yuan. Cash or not? Jiang Chen packed the things and asked. "Prestige, right?" Auntie smiled and took out her phone, opening the payment QR code. Jiang Chen also has no ink stains. Scan the code. Transfer. Turn your head downstairs with the waste and load the truck. Completed in one go. Amidst Auntie's watchful eye, Jiang Chen rode 3 wheels to the nearest scrap collection station and weighed everything from the car. The owner of the acquisition station picked up the waste and guessed the problem based on experience. "Little brother, there's a problem with your things. Are these paper shells mixed with water?" He is truly an old expert. You'll know there's a problem as soon as you start weighing it. Jiang Chen took the initiative to speak. "I know, so it's not a big deal for you to calculate based on the price of water added." Following the principle that mosquito legs are also meat, the boss nodded and instructed his subordinates to start weighing. Finally, he calculated all the waste in Jiang Chen's carriage, totaling 102 yuan, and transferred it to Jiang Chen through credibility. Deducting costs. Jiang Chen spent an hour and earned a net profit of 23 yuan. Dispose of the waste thoroughly, and Jiang Chen rode on 3 wheels to continue on his journey. "After working hard for an hour, I only earn 23 yuan. Even if I don't eat, drink, or work for 12 hours, it's only 276 yuan, according to this trend. Income is definitely the lowest among the 100 contestants. Damn it, it's 23 yuan per hour, I only get 20 yuan per hour. I can't keep up with this forced class anymore, I have to go collect waste." Look, what Jiang Chen is holding is the Mickey Mouse commemorative medal he just received from the supermarket ant. Really, I thought he sold this thing too. Jiang Chen twisted the accelerator in his right hand and raced on the road. The left hand repeatedly played with the Mickey Mouse commemorative badge. The audience can also see the details of the commemorative medal clearly through the camera on his chest. On the front of the commemorative medal is a plastic Mickey Mouse avatar, with Disney engraved below and the date of 1928 engraved on the back. It looks dirty and covered in paste, but Jiang Chen can't put it down. I just fired one shot and found it missing. I'm lucky to sell this thing and make another profit. Now, Jiang Chen needs to find a place to dispose of the commemorative medal. After all, Jiang Chen is not a Disney collector, so it's useless to keep this commemorative medal. It's better to exchange it for real gold and silver as his professional income. Pick up the leak. Is the leak this commemorative medal? Damn it, isn't it just a pack of milk toys? Who will take them? Jiang Chen is really crazy about money. He sells the collected waste as a treasure. He really has his way. Don't say it, don't say it. It's a good deal. Collect things as garbage for a few cents, and sell them for a few more yuan. This is a tenfold profit, almost catching up with smuggling weapons. With such a huge profit, it's unbelievable that Jiang Chen won't win. Manual Doge. Chapter 3. Pouring tea and handing cigarette, this thing has no origin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This thing, selling it to me for 5 yuan is too expensive for me. Is it also considered a leak? Wasting so much effort just for a few dollars. It's really a waste of time. Just move a few more bricks and you'll make a profit. What are you saying? Jiang Chen's profession is collecting waste products. What if you ask him to move bricks and he is disqualified from participating in the competition? Ha ha ha. You're going to laugh me to death upstairs. Seeing the barrage, there were voices of questioning. Jiang Chen smiled and said, I don't understand. This is Disney's first-generation Mickey Mouse commemorative badge. After speaking, he ignored it. Full-hearted cycling. According to the system prompt, this commemorative medal was sold for 48,000 yuan at the 2015 Disney Auction of Christie's in Shanghai. However, after many years of appreciation, the collection has only been valued at 60,000 yuan by the system. 1 hour later, Jiang Chen rode 3 wheels to the front of his antique shop called EP1-10. Mr. Li, take your time. I'll let you know when there's something good in the future. Come and take a look. Okay, as long as it's something I like, you must stay and let me take a look first. Definitely. 2 men happened to walk out of the store. Seeing off the guests, the antique shop owner turned his head and saw Jiang Chen, who had just parked his car. He immediately reminded him kindly, little brother, I can't park at my doorstep, which is hindering my business. You can walk ahead and there is an antique street with plenty of space there. You can leave your car there. Don't worry, I'm just here to do business with you. Jiang Chen smiled and walked straight to the store. The antique shop owner hesitated for a moment and said, I don't have any waste for you to collect. Seeing Jiang Chen so confident, more than 200 people in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. Selling toys, have you brought them to an antique shop? He's really fooling others by selling the collected waste as antiques. The boss looked at him like he was crazy. Entered the room. Jiang Chen took out the Mickey Mouse memorial medal from his pocket and displayed it under a bright light. Boss, will you accept this? Mickey Mouse. The antique shop owner squinted and looked a bit unhappy. Little brother, this is an antique shop, not a toy shop. Do you think I should accept it? As long as business people are profitable, there is nothing they cannot accept. Jiang Chen continued to introduce, this Mickey Mouse commemorative medal was issued by Disney Company in 1928 and has a history of nearly 100 years. In the eyes of some collectors, it has extraordinary significance. You can check it online. Are those who open antique shops all for hobbies? Not entirely. I entered this industry out of a hobby. But opening a store is not just for hobbies, but more importantly, to make money and make a living. As long as one can earn money through legitimate channels, they have no reason to refuse. So after seeing Jiang Chen's attitude so serious, the antique shop owner changed his usual behavior with half a doubt. "Little brother, sit down and have a cup of tea to rest. I'll investigate what Mickey Mouse has to do." Jiang Chen sat down and was served a cup of tea brewed by the boss. He also took this opportunity to look around. The decoration style of the antique shop is highly unified, mainly decorated with dark wood, accompanied by dim yellow lights, and various antiques, ceramics, calligraphy and painting, bronzeware are displayed on the shelves around. As soon as you enter, it feels like a grand mansion that has traveled through time and space to ancient times, filled with the luxurious ancient-style atmosphere of the ancients. It looks like just 2 words. Shu Tan. The antique shop owner also sat in a chair, held the Mickey Mouse commemorative badge in his palm, took a few photos with his phone, and posted them to a group chat called Antique Friends. He is also human. It's not an encyclopedia, it's impossible to understand everything. When encountering uncertain things, they will also proficiently use the internet to seek help from people from all over the world or search for clues. In no time, the antique shop owner's expression was somewhat exciting. He received information from his group members and searched online for the 2015 Disney auction records of Christie's, only to find the same Mickey Mouse commemorative medal that was offered 48,000 yuan. The evidence is conclusive. The owner of the antique shop put down his phone, held the commemorative medal in his hand and didn't want to let go. He kindly picked up a teapot, added tea to Jiang Chen's cup, and then handed him a Huang. His address for Jiang Chen also changed accordingly. "Sir, what is your surname?" "Jiang Chen." "Thank you, I don't smoke." "Mr. Jiang, I am the owner of EP1-10, Yang Fugue. I have been neglectful before, please don't take it to heart." Yang Fugue took his cigarette back and smiled pleasantly. Seeing him like this, the water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room were all stunned. A second ago, it was still my little brother. Now I'll change my name to Mr. Jiang. Still pouring tea. Still handing cigarettes. What made Mr. Yang's attitude change so much was the Mickey Mouse Memorial Medal. "I don't think it's wrong." Jiang Chen also saw it. Yang Fugue must have understood the value of this Mickey Mouse commemorative medal and knew it was profitable, which changed his attitude. "Boss Yang, are you optimistic? Watch it, my colleagues in this group say that this commemorative medal has a special meaning in the eyes of Disney collectors and is indeed sold at a high price. Coincidentally, I have a colleague from overseas who knows a Disney collector, and I have asked him to contact me. I should receive a reply later. Please wait a moment." Yang Fugue smiled and said. Chapter 4. Did you sell garbage for 60,000 yuan? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Then wait. Jiang Chen stretched comfortably. "Mr. Jiang, is that your personal camera at the collar of your clothes?" Yang Fugue casually picked up a topic while waiting, feeling bored. "Yes, I'm participating in Career Challenge and I need to start a live broadcast. Does Mr. Yang mind?" Jiang Chen explained. "I don't mind, I'm not a big shot. You can shoot whatever you want." Yang Fugue had a good mentality and asked with a smile, "So what kind of program is this? Why do you still need to live stream and collect waste?" Talking about this topic, Jiang Chen has a lot to say. Just randomly draw 100 people, and then let 100 people randomly draw professions. Whatever profession you draw, you have to rely on the skills of that profession to make money. Others have drawn lobby managers, translators, teachers, actors. I was unlucky enough to draw the profession of collecting waste. The dissatisfaction expressed on the lips. But Jiang Chen was very satisfied in his heart. The two of them chatted haphazardly. About 5 minutes later, Yang Fugue received a friend request, clicked agree, and a video call was sent from that end. "Hello, is this Mr. Yang from EP1-10 Studio?" In the video, there is a relatively thin and weak young man with short hair. I am. Are you Mr. Gao from Beihai? Yang Fugui also asked. Yes, it's me. Can I see the commemorative medal in your hand? Asked the buyer surnamed Gao. Yang Fugui looked at Jiang Chen beside him. The latter nodded in agreement. No problem, you can take a look. Yang Fugui turned the camera and took a clear 360-degree photo of the commemorative badge in his hand, which the buyer liked the more they looked at it. Good thing. Mr. Yang, may I ask, where did your client get this commemorative medal from? The buyer asked curiously. Both antique and collectible shops have a rule. Do not accept anything obtained through illegal means. If the treasure is stolen, snatched, or stolen, once an incident occurs, it will implicate the person who collects it. After spending money, I still have to hand in the things I bought. That's all for now. The key is to go to the bureau to cooperate with the investigation, and if not, you may have to be sentenced. From the conversation just now, Yang Fugui knew that it was collected by Jiang Chen as scrap, and he didn't hide it. He smiled and said, "This was collected by my client as scrap. Don't worry about the way you came, you must be innocent." Damn it, did it come from collecting waste? The buyer was surprised. This is the Mickey Mouse commemorative medal, which was first released by Disney in 1928 and was also one of the world's first to be born. According to Disney's official investigation, after issuing 5,000 commemorative medals, in nearly 100 years, there are now less than 50 left. You are lucky to receive such a rare one. You can hear it from his voice. The buyer is envious and jealous, and their words are sour. A collection that is considered a treasure by oneself, being taken away as scrap by others, makes no one feel good about it. Don't talk about buyers anymore. Even Yang Fugui himself is very envious. It's such good luck to receive items worth tens of thousands at the price of collecting scrap. But it was just a moment of frustration. The buyer immediately asked again. How much does your client plan to sell this commemorative medal for? If the price is reasonable, I'll take it directly. The buyer asked with some anticipation. Yang Fugui turned his head to look at Jiang Chen's attitude. Jiang Chen gestured for 80,000 yuan. Trading. I'm not afraid you'll sell at a high price, but I'm afraid you won't bid. Mr. Gao, my client here wants to sell for 80,000 yuan, what do you think? The buyer's expression was somewhat perplexed. 80,000 yuan is already high. I'm not playing around with you. Can you help me ask your client if they want to sell it for 66,000 yuan? If they want to sell it, I can make money. If they really don't want to part ways, I have no choice, because according to the current market situation, this commemorative medal can't be sold for 80,000 yuan. Jiang Chen is not a greedy person. The price offered by the other party is reasonable, so why pick and choose? Seeing Jiang Chen nod, Yang Fugui said happily, okay, it's only 66,000 yuan. You can transfer this money to me through your authority, and I'll package and send it to you at some time. I just love doing business with people who enjoy it. Both parties have reached an agreement. The buyer immediately transferred 66,000 yuan 4 times. Please also attach your own address and request Yang Fugui to send the package via SF Express. You also need to purchase express insurance to avoid any accidents during the delivery process. Receive the money. Yang Fugui, as an intermediary, transferred all 66,000 yuan to Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen was surprised and said, why didn't Mr. Yang deduct the agency fee? Yang Fugui waved his hand and said, this is considered consignment. Consignment does not charge any money. Just give me 200 yuan for the express delivery fee and manual errand fee. Truly righteous. It seems that Yang Fugui is not a greedy person. Thank you, Mr. Yang, for taking care of me. I will definitely send valuable waste to you again in the future. Jiang Chen remained silent. Transfer 200 yuan for running errands to Yang Fugui. After receiving the money, Yang Fugui smiled and said, Mr. Jiang usually collects waste. There should be a chance to receive some valuable things. If you receive something fun and are unsure of its authenticity or price, you can come to me and I will help you identify it for free. In Yang Fugue's opinion, this young man has a good eye. He has picked out such an obscure collection from the garbage dump. It is uncertain whether we will receive good goods in the future. Chapter 5. Refurbishment of Ancestral Mansion and Digging Out a Money Chest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, see you later, Boss Yang. Jiang Chen got on the tricycle, turned on the horn, and continued to shout for scrap on the road. It's so easy to get 66,000. The audience is all numb. In just a short while, earn 66,000 yuan, buy for a few cents, sell for tens of thousands of yuan. This is not a free prostitution, what is it? Bully, that's amazing. Others can make a few $100s in a day, but Jiang Chen just managed to make over 60,000 in a short while. Still called Jiang Chen. No big or small. Call me Brother Chen. I also want to collect waste. I also want to pick up leaks, save you, can you pull your face down and collect waste? Besides, didn't everyone just laugh at the anchor for treating toys like treasures? With our eyesight, we can't even chew and swallow them, and even pick up leaks. Watching them chatting, Jiang Chen also smiled and said, it's okay to learn from me to collect waste. I'm willing to work hard and earn over 10,000 yuan per month. But if you want to learn from me to collect waste, the risk is too high. If it weren't for a systematic analysis of the value of waste, Jiang Chen will definitely pack and sell the Mickey Mouse commemorative medal as a regular toy. Not to mention ordinary people. EP1-10 is located near the antique street, so Jiang Chen rode 3 wheels and took a turn to reach the antique street. At a glance, the spacious and straight street was filled with vendors selling antiques. They all have the same equipment. Lay a rag on the ground, place some antiques on it, and then take out a ponytail to sit and play with your phone, waiting for someone to ask for the price. Today is the weekend. There are really many people coming and going on the street. Jiang Chen noticed that there were a lot of people in a corner, seeming to be joining in some activity. Suddenly, a burst of cheers erupted in the crowd. Oh, my goodness! What a great thing! This is a Xianfeng Tongbao with the inscription, Great Harmony in the World on its back. Selling it for 700 yuan is not a problem. Brother, you're really lucky. This copper coin has brought back the capital, and the rest is pure profit. These 500 flowers are really worth it, hey. Seeing how lively it was, Jiang Chen rode 3 wheels and leaned over to take a look. Coming to the back of the crowd, looking inside from the seat of Jiang Chen Station, there was a stall in the crowd, on which were stacked copper coins in small mounds. These copper coins were strung together, with bronze-green rust sticking to the surface, giving it a sense of time. Item: copper coin cylinder. Details: last week's freshly unearthed copper coin cylinder, made of strong acid, salt, alkali and other chemicals to make bronze-green rust, contains 13 ancient copper coins, including Qing Qianlong Tongbao, Qing Daoguang Tongbao, Ming Jiaqing Tongbao. Value 185 yuan. Good guy. The thing I just made last week. Jiang Chen smiled. Sitting next to the stall is a middle-aged man in his 50s, dressed in rural attire. At this moment, he was staring at a chubby man in front of the stall, with a rather resentful gaze and a puzzled expression on his face. The chubby man was holding 9 rusty copper coins in his hand, pinching one with his fingertips, and was pleasantly showing it to everyone around him. He asked, "Is this one really valuable? Don't deceive me." The onlooker around me once again affirmed with unwavering words, "No mistake, this is the great harmony of the world during the Jiaqing period. You don't have to worry about selling it for 700 yuan, and with the other 9 coins added up to 200 yuan in copper money, you can buy it for 500 yuan, sell it for 900 yuan, and earn at least 400 yuan. Oh my, then I'm really lucky. The chubby man's whole body trembled with pleasure. Seeing someone prescribe something good, others also itch. Boss, where did all your money come from, Tomb Raiders? Yeah. I dare not talk nonsense. The boss explained in dialect with a panicked expression. I dug it out from under the homestead when renovating my ancestral home. If this is really something I stole from a tomb, how dare I sell it? I originally wanted to open it up and take a look, but I didn't know anything about it and didn't know how much it was worth. I was afraid of being deceived, so I decided to sell it like this for 500 yuan, and you can choose from it. There are more than 10 copper coins in each coin jar, and the ones that are worth it or not are worth it. You take it on yourself, it's not my business. If you're willing to buy it, pay for it, and choose whatever you want. Money tube. It's just a copper coin string. The ancients usually connected several copper coins into a string, but due to the deep burial of these copper coin strings for many years, they rusted. The green copper rust, like glue, bonded the copper coins into blocks, which is what experts call a money tube. Copper coins are severely corroded. The exterior is covered with a thick layer of copper-green rust. From the appearance alone, one can only roughly determine the information of the two copper coins at the beginning and end. As for the copper coin sandwiched in the middle, it cannot be seen, which may or may not be valuable. Therefore, after listening to the origin of copper coins, suddenly, many people were eager to pay and choose goods. They squatted next to the booth, examining the copper coins on both sides of the money barrel one by one, trying to find the most valuable money barrel. Many people also sneered and stood by watching this great play. The audience is also itching. The newly dug copper coins, one can sell for over 700 yuan, Jiang Chen, didn't you just earn over 60,000? Take 500 yuan to create a string for your brothers to participate in. Open a valuable one and make a fortune. It's all rusty, buried for a long time. Seeing everyone so excited, Jiang Chen smiled bitterly. Do you also believe this? At first glance, it looks like fraud. Chapter 6. Happiness built on the pain of others. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fake. Didn't the chubby old man just come up with a valuable one, called the Great Harmony of the World, for over 700 yuan? If it were really fake copper coins, wouldn't even the more than 30 onlookers be able to see one? Maybe we can really pick up the leak. The boss just wants to catch your mentality of wanting to make money and earn your money, Jiang Chen said. When I'm talking about fraud, it's not that these copper coins are fake, but that the money barrel is fake. Is copper coins real and money tubes fake? Anchor, I didn't understand your explanation. Seeing that the audience was very interested, Jiang Chen continued to explain. The vendor can string together more than 10 or 20 real copper coins worth tens of yuan, and use strong acid and other technological means to disguise these copper coins as if they have been buried underground for decades or hundreds of years. The cost is less than 300 yuan, and selling one string can earn 200 yuan. Just for a while. The vendor has sold at least 20 strings and easily earns 4,000 yuan per day. After listening to Jiang Chen's analysis, the audience suddenly realized. Sleeping slot, can you still play like this? Learned, brothers, I'll start working now. Earning 50,000 yuan per month is not a problem. The urban routine is profound. If I were on site, I would trust them to pay an IQ tax. Is the chubby old man just now a burden? Jiang Chen glanced at the simple and chubby old man, smiling. 8 or 9 never leave 10. Make a mark on the money box. Then let the entrusted money by the marked money cylinder and open it in front of everyone. The operable space is too large. Oh hey, what I've picked out from this string of money cans is all worthless stuff. I'm a little better, but I only lost 100 yuan, sigh. Copper coins are real, but unfortunately they cannot sell at a high price. Boss, are you deceiving me? I bought 3 strings, but all the ones I made were worthless copper coins. I lost over 700 yuan in blood. Someone with a bad temper is going to get angry. The vendor, on the other hand, said innocently, I told you before you made the purchase that you can choose the money you want, whether it's a loss or a profit has nothing to do with me. He said such things. You can't drive good things yourself, you can't blame the vendor. Are you blaming the lottery seller for not winning the lottery ticket you bought? That doesn't make sense. So they can only eat this mute loss. Seeing so many people being exhausted, old Jiang Hu hid beside him and chuckled, secretly cursing these fools for paying tuition fees again. Hee hee. My happiness. Built upon your pain. Seeing others suffer, the old martial arts world feels very excited. Because they have also been tricked like this before. Jiang Chen looked at the money boxes and saw a string of numbers flashing by. His eyes lit up and he immediately became interested. He got out of the car and squatted at the booth, picking and choosing. Seeing such a young face. The people around couldn't help but take a second look. Someone joked. Young man, this is not fun to play with. It's all scams. If you buy this thing, it's like working for nothing in a day. Upon hearing this, the vendor immediately gave the other party a fierce glare. This society is like this. I see through you, don't say it's broken. Cut off my financial path, I can't even stab you too much. Sensing the owner's cannibalistic eyes, the old man who spoke was a little guilty and silently withdrew to watch the play behind others. The vendor asked in dialect. Young man, pick a string, it's all dug up by me from the underground of the old house. Jiang Chen flipped over a dozen strings. My eyes narrowed. Item. Copper coin cylinder. Details. This week's freshly unearthed copper coin cylinder, made of strong acid, salt, alkali and other chemicals to make bronze-green rust, contains 11 ancient copper coins, including the Qianlong Tongbao, Jiaqing Tongbao, Yongjing Tongbao carved mother plate value. 270,000 yuan. Finally found it. This is the string. Holding the string of coins in his hand, Jiang Chen asked, how much is this string? All 500. The vendor extended his right hand and gestured 5. Okay, I'll take this string. After speaking, Jiang Chen left this string of money tubes by his side and continued to search among the pile of money tubes. There were still more than 60 strings inside, very many. See this scene. The kind-hearted old man couldn't hold back anymore. Young man, it's not easy for you to collect waste. Don't rush through this muddy water. Everyone in the old world knows. There is no valuable thing to be found in this. The only valuable one, Zayatimo, was taken away by the chubby old man just now. I just play around casually. Jiang Chen smiled and said. Afterwards, he picked another string and placed it in front of him. Item. Copper coin cylinder. Details. Last week's freshly unearthed copper coin cylinder, made of strong acid, salt, alkali and other chemicals to make bronze-green rust, contains 9 ancient copper coins, including Qianlong Tongbao, Shaoji Tongbao, Longevity Examination Wanyan, Jiaqing Tongbao value. 780 yuan. Seeing that this string of coins had been taken away, the vendor couldn't help but twitch twice from the corner of his eye and casually suggested, this string of copper coins is a bit small. It's better to exchange it for a string of more copper coins. No, I'll take this string. Jiang Chen took out his phone. Give me the payment code. The vendor suddenly felt a bit sore and reluctantly took out the payment code. 2 strings, 1,000. Chapter 7. Losing a little is not a loss. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Take a look, it's turned around. Okay, received. 1,000 yuan has arrived, and the vendor's mood is a bit complicated. Young man, do you want to open it now? I have a small knife here. He knows there are good goods inside. I hope Jiang Chen can bring out good products in front of everyone and stimulate their purchasing desire. Open now. Jiang Chen took the small knife. Under the gaze of dozens of people around him, Jiang Chen wiped away the copper rust on the eraser and inserted the tip of the small knife into the gap between the two copper coins. Then, with careful force, he pried open the outermost copper coin. Clack! The outermost copper coin landed. Jiang Chen picked it up and placed it in his palm, attracting people around him to stretch their necks to look. Qianlong Tongbao. It's not worth any money. It's just a 20 yuan gadget. There is too much circulation to sell at a high price. Everyone shook their heads in regret. Jiang Chen then pried open another one and upon closer inspection, it was Xuanji Tongbao. It's not worth much either. 25 is like that. 25 is difficult to make a move on, and 20 is likely to be bought as a toy to play with. Young man, hurry up and keep driving. Jiang Chen also lived up to expectations. Open 5 in one breath. Until the sixth copper coin was opened, the sharp-eyed man glanced at it and wildly raised the corner of his mouth, saying, "Be good." Rare goods. Longevity exam for thousands of years. Upon hearing this, everyone immediately rushed forward. They have blocked the water around Jiang Chen. Observing the details of this copper coin eagerly. Finally, everyone unanimously agreed, it is a rare version of Xiaoji Tongbao's longevity exam for 10,000 years, which is not difficult to sell for 600 yuan and is in high demand. By this calculation, the young man made nearly 300 yuan by adding those around 10 or 20 yuan to 600. This young man is really lucky. Amidst the sound of surprise, Jiang Chen cleanly opened the second string of coins with a small knife. No accidents. First, second, third, the first 8 pieces are all from Rotten Street. Next, move on to the 7th one. Clack. A copper coin landed. Jiang Chen pinched it and looked at it. The front of the copper coin was engraved with the 4 characters, Yongjing Tongbao, while the back had 2 Manchu characters written on it. See clearly what this is. The big men vied to discuss. This is Yongjing Tongbao, right? The market price is 60. 60 is a bit low, 70 is still around. It's not a rare item. If you want to sell it as soon as possible, you can't exceed 60. Overall, it is much more expensive than other copper coins, and it can also be considered as a return on investment. How do I feel that this Yongjing Tongbao is a big circle? I also have this feeling. The vendor smiled and congratulated, "Young man, you're really lucky. You opened a copper coin worth over 600 yuan first, and then another one worth 60 yuan. How about buying 2 more strings to play with? Sell 2 more strings to Jiang Chen, and you can earn back what you lose." "No, sir. I've had enough fun." Jiang Chen played with the copper coin in his hand. Its information is also evident in Jiang Chen's eyes. Item. Yongjing Tongbao Carved Mother Edition. Details. Made during the Yongjing period of the Qing dynasty, it was handcrafted by Chowda, a coin minter from the Baoquan Bureau of the Ministry of Revenue of the Qing dynasty, using fine copper to forge copper coin molds. Value 270,000 yuan. One of the functions of the Ministry of Revenue is to manage currency. And this Baoquan Bureau is a department under the Ministry of Revenue, responsible for minting copper coins. More than 10 Baoquan bureaus are distributed in various places, just like contemporary printing factories. This copper coin in Jiang Chen's hand. It was precisely in order to issue the Yongjing Tongbao that the Ministry of Revenue had craftsmen from Baoquan Bureau carve out one of the more than 10 master coins, also known as mother coins. The Ministry of Revenue will send the master copper coins to various Baoquan bureaus. The master copper coins were imitated by Baoquan Bureau and used to produce thousands of coins for circulation among the people, known as sub-coins. Different from the circulating Yongjing Tongbao. The quantity of the carved mother version of Yongjing Tongbao is rare, and the price naturally remains high. The saying goes that rare things are precious. After confirming without a doubt, Jiang Chen casually opened the remaining copper coins. The elders around estimated the price. The young man lost at least 300 yuan on this money barrel. Including the more than 300 yuan earned from another string of money banks, overall the losses are not much, really not much. Put around 20 copper coins in your pocket. Jiang Chen smiled and said, "It's not a loss. This Yongjing Tongbao is the mother coin. Say it." He rode 3 wheels towards the nearby EP1-10. Looking at the background of his departure, the onlookers all laughed. This young man, even if he doesn't lose much, he can make a profit. I have a blood loss of over 700. Compared to me, isn't the young man making a big profit? No, what did he mean by mother money just now? Jiang Chen can still laugh. The audience in the live broadcast room were all confused. Brother Chen, rounding is equivalent to not making any profit. Is this also called earning? I suspect the anchor hasn't even graduated from elementary school. I suggest you stop and calculate the price carefully to see if you are losing or not. The water watchers are all roast. Jiang Chen comforted and said, "Brothers, don't worry, it's not a loss. I have a valuable item in my hand." On the way to EP1-10, Jiang Chen, who was full of copper coins, saw a stall filled with ancient copper coins. He glanced at it a few times and found that all the goods sold on it were genuine. He parked his car in front of the stall. Taking out the copper coins in his pocket, he asked, "Do you accept the coins?" Chapter 8. Mother and Child Money, Red Plum Vase. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The boss who is reading a novel looks up. These copper coins are the ones you just opened from that stall, right? The vendor glanced at the pile of money cylinder stalls. I've been here for so long. They have a deep understanding of each other. Jiang Chen was not surprised and nodded, saying, "It's just been opened. Take a look at this longevity exam that lasts for thousands of years and is a rare item." The old man over there said that there are many people vying for 600 yuan. As for these worthless copper coins, there are a total of 18. I'll pack them at a low price and give them to you. You have a market, and I'll save you a lot. I'll look for people everywhere to collect them. The price of that Yongjing Tongbao mother coin is not cheap, and this kind of small stall is definitely not affordable. As for the bad street items like Jiaqing Tongbao and Qianlong Tongbao, Yang Fugue, who lives in the first-class studio, definitely doesn't like them either. Staring at a pile of copper coins, the vendor chuckled happily and said, "You're really lucky, little brother. You opened the marked money box from someone else, and the vendor will be very angry." The vendor calculated the price of 18 copper coins. Draw a conclusion of 280 yuan. Plus the Shaoji Tongbao, it's 880. After delivering the goods and receiving the money, Jiang Chen continued to ride his bike and stopped in front of the EP1 studio in a few minutes. Entered the room. Yang Fugue is still researching the Mickey Mouse commemorative medal. Upon hearing the sound of footsteps, Yang Fugue instinctively said, "Welcome to EP1-10. Boss, feel free to take a look. Lift your head." It turned out to be Jiang Chen, who had just left. "Mr. Jiang, how did you come back? Did you forget anything?" Jiang Chen grinned and said, "I've found something valuable. Can you help me take a look?" Oh, Yang Fugue carefully put away the Mickey Mouse memorial medal and stared at Jiang Chen, who had reached into his pocket. "He has only been away for a while. Can you find good things again?" Taking out the copper coin, Jiang Chen carefully placed it on the table and asked with a smile, "Does Mr. Yang have any research on copper coins?" I saw a copper coin with green rust spots. Yang Fugui picked up the copper coins and placed them under the desk lamp to observe, saying, "In the early years, I had some research on copper coins. Later, when the copper coin market was sluggish and I couldn't make any money, I didn't delve deeper. However, a friend of mine is proficient in the field of copper coins." "Okay, you can start by researching first." Jiang Chen poured himself a cup of tea, took a sip, and then stood up to stroll around the EP1-10 studio. It can be seen. The things in EP1-10 are not only real, but also expensive. This one costs 280,000 yuan, that one costs 420,000 yuan. Jiang Chen's gaze swept over each antique piece. Item. Red plum porcelain vase. Details. Modern Jingdezhen porcelain craftsman Wang Shiman imitates Qin court craftsmanship to make value. 1,600 yuan. Seeing this red plum porcelain vase, Jiang Chen's footsteps also stopped. Read a detailed explanation of up to 800 words. Jiang Chen realized that this bottle was a modern high imitation. That is to say, falsification. Looking at Yang Fugui, who was completely focused on studying copper coins, Jiang Chen remained silent and continued to visit the store. About 20 minutes. Yang Fugui raised his head and rubbed his sore neck, saying, "Mr. Jiang, this copper coin is indeed different from the ordinary Yongjing Tongbao. It is very likely to be the mother coin used by the Qin government. But I am inexperienced and not proficient in learning, so I dare not be certain. Why don't I invite my friend to come and take a look together? My friend is not only an expert, but also a player. If this copper coin is not a problem, he can buy it on the spot and save you from looking for buyers." Nodding, Jiang Chen readily agreed. "Good things come before they come. I can't come in a hurry. Please wait a moment, I'll call him, he can arrive within half an hour," Yang Fugui said gratefully. "Take out your phone." "I made a phone call." Yang Fugui explained the situation here. "Can you arrive in half an hour? The guests are waiting here, don't make them wait in a hurry." "Got it, hurry up." "Hang up the phone." Yang Fugui smiled and said, "Mr. Jiang, please sit down and wait. He can arrive in half an hour." Afterwards, the two chatted. As expected, Yang Fugui expressed curiosity, "Where did Mr. Jiang get this copper coin?" "It's on the antique street near your house. When I went there to collect waste, I saw a stall selling money tubes. I bought 2 strings for 500 yuan each." Jiang Chen said, "This copper coin was mine. The onlookers said it's a circulating Yongjing Tongbao, but I don't think it's right. It's likely mother money." Knowing the origin of copper coins, Yang Fugui, who was drinking tea, almost spat out a mouthful of water. He looked at Jiang Chen with an incredulous expression on his face and said, "Where did you get the copper coins from? Say it." Yang Fugui shook his head in disappointment. "Put down the teacup." He explained. "I went to see the money barrel stall you mentioned a few months ago, and at a glance, I could tell it was a scam. The copper coins in the money barrel were all real, but they were not valuable, so buying them would definitely result in a loss. So, I think the copper coins opened from there are unlikely to be real." In fact, in Yang Fugui's heart, he had already made a conclusion about this copper coin. Fake. There's nothing else. It is because the origin of this copper coin is enough to prove that it cannot be true. Just to take into account Jiang Chen's self-esteem, Yang Fugui used the word unlikely. Chapter 9. Anchor, are you really a waste collector? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Chen understood Yang Fugui's thoughts. Indeed. Can there be genuine goods from something bought from a scammer? This is unlikely. The two sat chatting for a long time. More than 20 minutes later, only a sudden break was heard outside. Soon, a strong man with a big arm and a round waist, wearing a golden Pichio bracelet, walked in. "I said Lao Yang, why did a waste collection car stop at your doorstep? It doesn't affect business. The strong man walked into the door and turned around to look at the tricycle. Yang Fugue stood up to greet him and quickly explained, that's the guest's car. If it doesn't stop, where will I park here? What? The customer is driving this car. The strong man was stunned. Yang Fugue is too lazy to explain much. Directly introduce the information of the strong man to Jiang Chen. Mr. Jiang, this is the friend I told you about. His name is Chui Yong and he also runs an antique shop. Old Chui, this is Mr. Jiang, my guest. Jiang Chen stood up and gave a simple greeting. Chui Yong stared at Jiang Chen for a moment, obviously unable to react. A car that collects waste. Young man. Lao Yang's guests. These three images should not be connected no matter how they look. But Chui Yong came up with a smile on his face. Mr. Jiang, it's my fault that I don't know the truth. I'm so offended. I'm sorry. Jiang Chen waved his hand and said, it's okay, Boss Chui, let's take a look first. Right, right. Three people take their seats. Chui Yong, like Yang Fugue, pinched the copper coin at his fingertips and carefully studied it under the lamp. After a moment, he asked, Mr. Jiang, can I clean up the rust on it for better evaluation? Copper coins are wrapped in soil and rust. It is indeed difficult to observe the details. Jiang Chen replied, please do as you please. Thank you very much. Chui Yong expressed gratitude and found a set of tools from the store, carefully cleaning the dirt on the surface of the copper coins. Gradually, the true face of copper coins emerged. Chui Yong's eyes lit up. Open the door wide. Three simple words, spit out from Chui Yong's mouth. This is an industry term. Opening the door means that this thing can be seen as real with just one glance. He took out a circulating version of Yongjing Tongbao, also known as the sub-coin, from his pocket and overlapped it with the mother coin. Chui Yong explained, for the convenience of pouring molds, craftsmen would make the mother coin a circle larger during production, so the mother coin is slightly larger than the sub-coin, usually with a diameter of 26.28 millimeters. Speaking. Chui Yong took out the electronic measuring ruler again. He carefully compared and said, look at Lao Yang, the diameter of the coin is only 24.8, but Mr. Jiang has 27.1. Next up. Chui Yong glanced at Bian Luan again. Its outer ring resembles the back of a fish, but the slope is not so steep, and there are longitudinal polishing marks left by ancient hand carvers polishing. The copper coins poured out do not have these marks. Lao Yang, take a look at this seal again. There are also scratches from manual polishing, while Ziqian is cast and only has protrusions and dents. Yang Fugue also knows these things. Like Chui Yong, there is 90% certainty that this is the mother coin of Yongjing Tongbao. But the origin of this copper coin. Let Yang Fugue feel at a loss. He reminded that. Old Chui, guess where this copper coin comes from? Chui Yongjing happily studied this copper coin and casually asked, can it still be freshly dug out? That's not a big deal. Mr. Jiang collected this coin from the antique street near my house, or he personally opened it at the stalls selling money tubes. Yang Fugue said. Where did it come from? Chui Yong was also stunned. When he came to play with Yang Fugue, he also went to learn about the stall and was very clear that it was a scam. He strung up worthless copper coins, forged them into underground money tubes that had been buried for decades or even centuries, and sold them to those who didn't understand the bullshit. How could there be genuine goods inside? But Chui Yong took another look, but couldn't see anything unusual. The piece in his hand was clearly the mother coin. Look at the suspicion between the two. Jiang Chen spoke up and said, what if it's a scammer from Jianghu who doesn't know the difference between mother and child money and mistakenly takes out the mother money and uses it as worthless child money? Only this is possible. Cui Yong grinned. He has been in contact with copper coins for over 20 years. Cui Yong thinks there's no problem with this mother coin. Yang Fugui also nodded and said, this kind of thing does happen, but when it happens to me, I always feel a bit unreal. How long has it been? Jiang Chen received 2 valuable items. It does give people an incredible feeling. Cui Yong believed in his own experience very much, and he didn't write much anymore. He asked directly, Mr. Jiang, how much do you plan to spend on this copper coin? 270,000 yuan. Jiang Chen said. This number is foolish for the water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room. They widened their eyes one by one. My face was full of confusion. Nima, did I hear you right, 270,000 yuan? Is it really worth this price? The anchor won't be shouting prices recklessly, right? Not very similar. Didn't you see Chen Ji's expression of being fully in control from beginning to end? I feel like he knows the value of this copper coin very well. Are you really a waste collector, anchor? I see you as a professional leak collector. Chapter 10. You're really Qin Shi Huang sitting on an electric wire, kid. You are listening at novel full.audio. 270,000 yuan. Cui Yong touched his head in embarrassment and said. Mr. Jiang, I'm not hiding from you. Your mother coin looks good, and a private collector will indeed buy it for 270,000 yuan. If they really like it, they can even give you more. However, no one can guarantee how long you will be able to sell this copper coin. If you're lucky, it may take 2 to 3 days, but if you're unlucky, it won't take 3 to 4 years to sell. So, why don't Mr. Jiang lower the price and give it to me, so that I can earn a little price difference? You can also save some time and energy, and you can still take the money now. What do you think? After some thought, Jiang Chen felt that he was reasonable. Jiang Chen was very tempted by the benefit of being able to get money now. Not for anything else. Just to make as much money as possible within 100 days. How much is Mr. Cui prepared to offer? I'll offer 262,000 yuan, which is definitely a friendly price. Mr. Jiang, don't think I'm cheating you. You can ask other antique owners casually, they definitely won't give me this price. Cui Yong patted his chest and said. Good guy. I directly cut 8,000. Seeing Jiang Chen's hesitation, Dong Fugui spoke up and said, Mr. Jiang, old Cui really didn't cheat you. His 260,000 yuan deposit in the bank has a dead end, and he can get back the 260,000 yuan principal and over 7,000 yuan interest in 2 years. Compared to that, he can only earn a little from you. Jiang Chen is not a greedy person. You only focus on eating and drinking well for yourself, regardless of whether others have eaten or not. Over time, who will still handle your affairs and play with you in the future? So he nodded and Jiang Chen took out his phone, asking. Can Weixin transfer so much money? Cui Yong smiled foolishly and said, No, I can only go to the bank counter to process a large transfer. You can give me your bank card number, and I will go back. When you receive the money on your phone, you can give me the things. How about that? Then I'll trouble you, Mr. Cui. No trouble, Lao Yang, please help me take care of Mr. Jiang. I have the bank's VIP privileges to avoid queuing, and it can be completed in the next 10 minutes. Get Jiang Chen's bank card number. Cui Yong happily turned around and went out. Driving into the car, I quickly sped towards the bank business hall with just 1 foot of floor oil. Look at him so happy. The audience in the live broadcast room are all numb. Worry, really 260,000 yuan, is ancient money also so valuable? The key is that Chen Gu bought it from the money barrel stall for 500 yuan. He only spent 500 yuan. Did you forget that Xiaoga sold the other 18 copper coins for 880? Strictly speaking, Xiaoga only spent 120. It's like Qin Shi Huang sitting on the power line, win thoroughly. Winning directly at the starting line. Just making a few 100,000 yuan in just this short period of time, how can other players still play? Isn't that booth a scam? How could the anchor still take a big one? Jiang Chen chatted with Yang Fugue without looking at the barrage. About 10 minutes. With a beep on his phone, it showed that Jiang Chen's bank card had received 262,000 yuan. Seeing that he had received all the money, Jiang Chen readily left the copper coins on the table and said, "I have received the money. I still need to collect the waste, so I'll take a step first. Before Mr. Cui returns, please ask Mr. Yang to apologize on my behalf." Yang Fugue accepted the copper coins and smiled as he sent Jiang Chen out. Riding a tricycle. Jiang Chen suddenly remembered something. "Boss Yang, the glaze color of a red plum porcelain vase in your room is not quite right. You can study it again when you have time." "Okay, take your time." Yang Fugue waved his hand to bid farewell. Shortly after Jiang Chen left, Cui Yong drove back in a hurry, only to find that the waste collection tricycle parked in front of the EP1-10 studio had disappeared. "Lao Yang, where is Mr. Jiang? He's going to collect the waste, so he'll leave first. However, I'll leave the copper coins for you to see if there's any problem." Yang Fugue pushed a beautiful red box over. Opening the lid of the box, the mother money was lying quietly on the red silk, extremely beautiful. Cui Yong can't wait to pick it up and enjoy it again. TSK 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 TSK, there are still genuine products at the scamming booth. Oh my, that young man has a sharp eye. So many people didn't recognize him, but unfortunately he caught a glimpse. Mr. Jiang is so young that he still collects scrap. He picked out the mother coin from a pile of copper coins, so you don't have any doubts. Yang Fugue still couldn't believe it. Cui Yong also sighed and said, "I am also afraid that this is Mr. Jiang's fraud, but my experience tells me that this one is not fake. Although I paid with ease." But the two of them were still a bit hesitant. "Oh yes, Mr. Jiang told me before leaving that the glaze color of my red plum porcelain bottle is not quite right, which gave me time to study and research. You happen to be here, help me take a look," Yang Fugue said in a timely manner. "Okay, where is it?" Cui Yong put away the copper coins and walked with Yang Fugue to a two-color porcelain vase. This is a vase. The overall color is pure white, but the plum blossom petals on the bottle are made red by a craftsman with special paint, giving it the appearance of a red plum standing proudly in the cold winter wind and snow, which is quite artistic. It is a typical white glazed red color. The two of them took down the porcelain bottle and focused on studying the glazed color of the bottle body. I watched for a moment. Cui Yong shouted softly, "Old Yang, Mr. Jiang should be saying that the fading marks of the glazed color are not right." Yang Fugue's heart skipped a beat and he quickly asked, "Tell me more about it."